Hi guys, this is FFAN 16 and welcome to another news and update video in regards to Final Fantasy, Kingdom Hearts, and all things RPG. Today's focus is going to be on Dissidia NT free version, also the Final Fantasy 15 2-year live stream, and the new trailer for episode Arden. So we're gonna get started and dive in right now, guys. Our first news discussion is the just announced, it looks like yesterday, just getting the news today, but Dissidia Final Fantasy NT going to a free-to-play version. The first launch of this is going to be in Japan on November 22nd. Now, no panic for those who bought this game. This free version is literally a watered down, smaller version of the main game. The people who invested money in this game, you will definitely get a lot more benefits from that paid version versus this free version. I'm gonna get into a little detail on it, and the information is courtesy of Gametsu's website, where they kind of break down the article that displays this content. So Square Enix will be releasing a free-to-play version of Dissidia NT for the PlayStation 4 via the PlayStation Store November 26th in Japan. So it doesn't look like there's any news as of yet for a North American release, but I think if this does good in Japan, we actually might see a release here in North America. Now, here's what it overviews. The characters that can be used in this free-to-play version will switch out in fixed intervals. They didn't go into detail of how long these characters will be available. Unlike the paid version, we have all the characters available to us anytime. These free-to-play sessions will only have a set amount of characters, and then let's say a week later another set will be available, and those original set will kind of be put out of the game until their next rotation. This is a free-to-play title that specializes just on the battle segments of this game. The story mode is not playable, and the specifications of some game modes are also different from the full version. I'm not too sure what this means here, probably more of what will be available to them and the different training and stuff like that. The free-to-play version can battle with other users of the free-to-play version as well as the users of the full version. So this should be a really good thing, you guys. This free version is going to bring a whole bunch of new players in. We're going to be able to fill those call to parties, and then with all the people trying this game out free, hopefully they will get entranced enough that they'll buy the full version, and then we'll have more people to battle against. There'll be more be able to party match and stuff like that. So this is really good. What's also really nice here, guys, is save data from the free-to-play version can be also carried to the full version, and save data from the arcade version, of course, in Japan where they have the arcade version, can be carried over to the free-to-paid version as well. Now, only usable to content with lifted restrictions. Again, I'm not too sure what that means, but when we get closer to hopefully November 22nd here, there'll be more details releasing. The article then goes on to describe what will be available for purchase with the free version. So basically, you could, if you're really enjoying the character you're playing and you don't want him or her to rotate out with the next batch that's coming in, you can buy a character individually. You could also buy basic sets, weapons, their different EX weapons and stuff like that for different price points. Of course, in the article, the price points are in yen, with no news of the North American version of this. We just have to go by what this article depicts. If you guys want to read this article and its full content, I'll leave a link for it below in the description. Please do go support this website. They seem to be one of my favorites so far for information in regards to stuff coming out of Japan for Final Fantasy. The next news we're going to talk about here is what happened during the Square Enix Final Fantasy 15 2-year anniversary. So let's get into that. So on Wednesday, Square Enix had a live stream to relate to us fans what's coming down the roadmap for Final Fantasy 15. Now, this as you might see from all the other posts on the internet, as I'm a little late with this, it wasn't the best of news. We had lost 3 of the 4 planned DLCs due to them scrapping them all together. We are still getting episode Arden, and I am static. I can't wait to play episode Arden. We'll get into more details of that when we get closer to showing the 40-some second trailer that was included in the event, which I'll have here in the news video. We also are losing Tabata from Square Enix and Luminous Studio. He has resigned as of October 31st from the company Square Enix and their side company Luminous Studio. Now, since a couple days have passed, it comes into light that he really wanted to branch out. He has this idea of a concept he wants to put to fruition, and he feels like he can do this by starting his own company. It looks like he might be doing his own gaming company, which would be great. I can't wait to see what comes out of that man's head for new IP in the future from whatever studio he creates. It is a sad loss for Final Fantasy and Square Enix to lose this great director, but setting him free and him going on this other venture might produce an excellent game. And if you're listening, Tabata, I am behind you. Whatever you release, I'll give it a shot. I'll put it up on the channel. We'll give it a go here. My best wishes and luck to you in the future. Thank you so much from a fan of Final Fantasy for creating such great content for me to enjoy these past few years, or many years actually, that you've been with Square Enix. And I'm looking forward to whatever you produce in the future. Now, with this loss, we're getting new blood into Square Enix, some new producers and directors, and hopefully with these people who are young and talented and grew up with this franchise, we'll see that new light come to a new era of RPGs that are produced from Square Enix. So although it is sad, it may be beneficial in the end, but time will tell, guys, and we'll just see what comes out of it in the end. As for Final Fantasy 15, Arden will be the last DLC for it, and that's coming out in March. Comrades will be separating out of the PlayStation 4 and I believe the Xbox main game, and will be a separate purchasable content if you do not have the season pass. If you're a season pass holder, which is like myself, it will just be a free download for you, but you will not be able to access it from the main game. Hopefully this will then drive people to play it more, and with more sales of it or more interaction of us to play in it, maybe we'll get some improvements. Now there are some new bosses coming as well. We got Omega, we've got Gilgamesh, and we've got the Guardians of Lore. So I'm looking forward to getting my butt kicked in Comrades against those bosses, as my poor girl has not been leveled up because I haven't actually played too much of it myself. But I look forward to jumping back in and leveling and partaking in this new content when it becomes available. Now we also have a new collab, which I'm actually excited about. Is Final Fantasy 15 is having a Final Fantasy 14 little mini collab within the game. I believe this will be December 12th in North America when it will become available, and you're gonna be fighting Garuta, and she looks like she's gonna be completely awesome to battle against. Expect that to hit the channel when it gets live. Maybe I'll do a live stream for you guys. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna leave you off here with episode Arden. This will then, after this gets released for Final Fantasy 15, put the closing curtains down for the game, and it will be the send-off for the last piece of DLC that we will see for the main game. Now I can't speak towards Comrades. It depends on how well it does independently, and with the loss of the other 3 DLCs, and even with the possible loss of the mod tools, by the looks of it, they are not going to be doing any new content for the PC version already. Episode Arden is our last snippet of any new content for Final Fantasy 15 main game, and I am looking forward to seeing what it brings in the future. Now I'm going to leave you here with the trailer, some little bit of a background on it. It's going to be 30-ish years prior to the main game. We got a young Vestel, we got a young Regis, and we actually see how Vestel finds Arden chained up somewhere. We're not too sure of the location yet. There is some speculations of what this location is, but until we get more trailers or the DLC itself, the mystery will remain. But Arden, dang, I can't wait to jump into that DLC. Alright guys, here's the small trailer, and if you like this video, please put a like below, comment, sub, and as always guys, happy gaming.
ルシスはおよそ2000年もの間、そなたを牢に閉じ込めていた。ルシスの滅亡、それはそなたも望んでいるはず。貴様に何がわかる？
何者だ？
特定できておりません。
敵であることに変わりはない。
制止するんだ。
目的は何だ？
やっと会えた。
兄上。
そんなせい。